Hi guys. So today I'm gonna finishing up what we were working on in the bedroom. I got my matting in for the bed. I'm gonna finish cleaning in here, get everything scrubbed down really good, and us be able to close off this door and say, okay, the back's done. I've got my boombox set up. I've got my stuff ready. My kids are down for a nap and their dad's inside with them, so I'm gonna work in here, see where I can get. Hopefully I can finish it up and we can see what it looks like done. Okay, so we've realized that, or I've realized, I'm in here cleaning, and it looks like we have a leak up in here, and this wiring here goes to an old antenna and stuff that's on the roof. My husband and I were up there the other day, and we were talking about how we think we should reseal it. It doesn't look too extreme yet, but and unfortunately when we bought this, they said there were no leaks, which, seeing where it's at, I can kind of understand where they might not have noticed that, especially since they hadn't used it yet this season. But that does add an extra thing we have to do before our trip, which is reseal the roof and make sure that the damage isn't too bad here. We're not overly concerned because it doesn't look like it's been going on for a long time, but definitely something that will be addressed. We like the 1985 Winnebago. We are old-fashioned in that sense, I guess, or traditional, or I don't know what the word is for it, for people who like to experience things how they used to be. At this time, we don't want a whole bunch of big pop-outs. 3 of our kids are still pretty small, so we don't need that kind of space. And we like to be outside, so we don't intend on spending more than basically sleeping and occasional rainy day in here when we're out camping. So hopefully this isn't too big of a deal and we can fix it. Well, we will fix it. That's, not in question. That's just what we do. We just might not like the fact that we have to. Okay, so I told you guys in the last video about the bedroom about the non-stick, or the stick, not non-stick because we want it to stick, covering or liner to put on the bed. And this is actually cabinet liner. And my goal with this is to try to keep it from sliding. We've set it up now and fixed it so that the wooden panels, as you guys can see here, we've set this up so that these won't slide anymore. So these are good. They won't move, but we still don't want the bed to slide. We also don't want to put a strap on the bed. My husband and I are very particular. Everybody has their own things. We notice the smallest thing when it comes to our bed, whether it be a slight squish that started to happen over time or just something weird. We notice it. So straps on the bed, we're going to notice, and it's going to make us uncomfortable. My husband's got a bad back. I'm finicky because, well, I'm a girl. That's what we are. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try these out. This may or may not work, but we won't know until our first trip. This is, now I didn't care on the color. Some people care on colors, but since it's going to be under the bed, I didn't think it was necessary. I got this off of Amazon, and it is just shelf liner. Just cut to fit shelf liner. I ordered 3 rolls of it. It's 12 inches by 10 feet. So this should be enough, I think, to cover this, hopefully. If not, well, I gotta order more. As you guys saw, I kind of didn't order enough fabric for the dinette set, which, by the way, that is done. I got that in last week and finished that up. I've started on the couch, and I'll be posting a video once the rest of that comes in and I finished it. But right now, since I'm waiting on my cushion for the couch, I'm gonna do this today. I've already cleaned the bedroom and scrubbed it, because the one thing we wanted to do before we brought the brand new bed in was to make sure it was all cleaned and scrubbed. The only thing I haven't done yet is vacuum and carpet clean the floors, because I'm going to be tracking stuff in and out of here while I'm working on this, and probably wood or whatever off of these. So I'm going to start there. I can't bring the bed in by myself. It's too heavy. Not to say that I couldn't used to be able to, but it's not something that I want to do because I don't want to drag it through. I know some of you guys have seen our other videos. We have a partially gravel, partially paved drive, and the RV is sitting right on the edge. The door to the RV goes out onto the gravel side. Not only is it on the gravel side, but I also have to get it in between the box truck that we purchased that we'll be working on after we finish the RV. So hopefully no big issues there. Okay, I'm going to get started on this. I'm going to work on my videos being a little bit better, guys. Please be patient. Some of you have come over from Mo Homesteading. That's my mother. She's been doing this for 2 years. I've kind of just been a blip in her videos. I don't participate as much as maybe I should have to understand what I was doing here. But I am learning how to do the videos in my video editing program. I'm learning different things as I go. So try to be patient with me. The videos will get better. So I may have ordered too much, just so you guys know. It looks like this is going to go a little further than I thought it was going to. I'm also already seeing that it's not going to hold itself to the board. So I'm likely going to get maybe a staple gun or something and just put a couple in it to keep it down. I don't want it to move, because then that defeats the purpose of it holding the bed in place. So for now, I'm going to start off, I'm going to get all my cuts done. Then I'm going to go hunt down my staple gun, which is somewhere in my husband's toolbox. Okay, so one of the things that I like about this versus, even if you were doing it in your cabinets, is, don't get me wrong, I'm great with grid patterns. But I don't like the boxes on the back of the cabinet liner. It is helpful, but I still will mess up the lines. I like this because I can see through it, and I can see that it's going to go where I want it to go. Whereas like in my kitchen, I have patterned ones, and I never line the patterns up right. That is one of my little things that I do. It drives my husband crazy because he's got OCD. So he will literally do all kinds of stuff, and it drives him crazy when he sees a pattern that's not set right. So we try to work together on those little things that drive us crazy, so that we both have things done the way that we like it. I'm not overly particular. I don't have to have everything just perfect. I think that the imperfection is what makes life interesting. Like I said, that's why it's Glad Family Adventures, because every day for us is an adventure. There's always something, there's always some craziness going on at our house. Now, whether I show it all right now because I'm still getting the hang of this, it's a whole nother story. But you'll get to see some pretty funny stuff. It's great for everything, including opening jars. Take a little square, put it on top, give you a little grip, instead of bending one of your knives to break the seal on your jar. So I'm going to go hunt down my staple gun and staple these down, and then vacuum the floor, carpet clean the floor, and that will probably be the extent of the work inside the RV today. Okay, so it seems that I no longer have a staple gun. At least that's not pneumatic. I do have a pneumatic one that my husband uses. I don't like pneumatic tools. Sounds funny, but we all have our little things. Pneumatic tools make me nervous. I can use them if I have to. I prefer not to. So I am going to use Gorilla Glue. Hopefully this works. I don't know. Ideally, this is just to give it a little, so it doesn't slide around too much. It hasn't moved much. Like, I've been climbing on it and sitting on it, and a little bit of weight normally holds it on. I just want to make sure that it stays down. So hopefully this will be enough. If not, I'll go buy a staple gun. So I'm going to start at the top since I'm I'm sitting in the middle. I start with this outer edge here, and I'm just going to pull it. I want to keep it inside the edge, and the reason behind that is because our bed, this board is slightly smaller than our bed, and we did that on purpose. The reason for that is that we don't want, honestly, to hit our ankles and hurt ourselves. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go along the edge, and I'm just going to put a little bit in a couple of spots so that it'll hold it in place, and then just run it down. It shouldn't take much. Like I said, that I don't think that this is going to be a issue as far as it staying. This is just for extra secure. And like on these corners where it rolls up, I'm trying to make sure that that continues to. Unfortunately, the Gorilla Glue is not as quick drying as I would like it to be. So I have to hold the corner down for a minute. And you will notice that I will have music in my background pretty commonly. I don't like to work without sound. I am the oldest of 5 children, and my mom fostered children growing up, so we always had a lot of noise in our house. Now this is clear Gorilla Glue. It is taking longer than I would like it to adhere on these edges. At least these ones that are rolling up, which is not something that I'm very happy about. I would really like it if it would hold a little bit more or a little quicker. And the reason behind that is I might turn these over actually. Probably would help. If I turn, so I had these where they were rolled up, so I'm hoping that maybe if I turn them over and roll them down, it'll do a little better. That is it for today. Ow. That is it for today. I am going to let this glue dry, and hopefully when my husband gets up, we can put the bed in here and show you guys what it looks like when we're all done. That's about it for this room. Like I said, it does look like we have a little bit of a leak to fix, but that's on the roof. And it hasn't done any damage, but there is water, so we want to get that addressed before it gets any worse. Alright, well, see you next video.